Well, g'day. This video is just going to be about those RTech T7 Revolution panels. I've purchased them. I'm going to put them on the Tenere 700 and I'll bring you with me through that process. Let's get at it. So you're probably wondering what colour. White. I've just gone the white kit, pretty basic. As I said, in addition to doing the fairing replacement, I'm going to replace the screen and the side deflectors up there. And for that, I've gone with WRS. I've had some of their products before on my CB500X, and brilliant product, really good quality. So for that, for the deflectors, this is them. And not sure if you can see this, but they've got this extra flare out on the top side here. So when they're installed this way, the wind's going to come in, hit them, and just push out a little bit away from your shoulders. In addition, I've just gone with the stock screen replacement. So it's just clear. Both it's clear because I think the clear look just looks really nice. So let's get in the process of doing that. In my process of making the decision on the colour panels that I want to put on, I just need to work out right if I needed to do decals. What decals I'm going to do? Am I going to do a wrap, do a full wrap? Because when you buy the RTech panels, it comes with a file, so I can send that file off to someone to get the wrap done, right? But for me, it's an extra 350 odd bucks to get a wrap done, and also then you're gonna have the skill to put them on. And for me, I just thought I want to do things a little bit on the cheaper side, so I just made the decision to try and replace the existing decals. There's only 3 of them. You've got obviously this main section here, you've got the logo, and then just behind me you got the black section on the back. So I just thought, surely I can do this, right? So what I did, I got a measuring tape out, right? And measured it all up, measured the general height of the sides of the stickers, and just used a computer program that I have, it's called Bluebeam. It's just a PDF editing software. And so I just drew these up to scale and chose some colors, made a file, and sent it off to a sticker place. So here they are here. I've got them in the mail. So I've got a few of them made. They're just like a bumper sticker type material, so they should last outside. If not, I've got a few of them, so if they get damaged, I can replace them easy. So here's one that's not in the plastic. It's got a bit of gloss finish. Now it's not the exact red, if you can see that, but bloody close, I reckon, and I think it's going to be good enough for me. And so yeah, so that's what I've chosen there. For the bottom one, I just generally took, I didn't want to try and redraw the whole logo. You can find them online, pretty easy. You just Google search for that image. I just took a snapshot of that, put it in the program, traced around it, used the same red color, and just made that little image file. And here they are here. So I've got a few of those as well. So I've got plenty in this one. I think about 8 of them, so I only need 2, but if they get damaged, I can replace them. And basically, look at that, it's a perfect match. So I'm pretty happy with that. The next issue though that I had, or that I needed to address, was this black vinyl sticker at the end. And for that, I'll quickly grab the other panel. I'll come back and I'll show you that process, and we'll get into that part of things. So here's part of the rear fender, or replacement plastic at the back. And I'm not sure if you can see it in the light, but obviously it's got a shape that comes down and around here. And there's a little curve through here, so up and back around. That there is generally that place to that black vinyl sticker goes. So for that, and I tried to work out what I could do, and I ended up the easiest option for me was I just got some masking tape, and I just taped over the whole section, just covered it right up. Got a pencil and just started marking little bits of the areas, that the line that I was wanting to get. And then I peeled it off, redrew that line, stuck it back on some paper, and then I redrew it in with a black line, and I created a template. From that, I'll take over to my desk, and because I haven't actually cut these out, and I'll just show you what I'm planning on doing to get this rear section decal done. So I end up just going down to the local shops, just to Spotlight, just like a craft store, and purchase some permanent vinyl. Black, there it is there, just comes in a roll, it's like $7 or $8. This is what I've ended up with. As I was saying, I used the masking tape to over the top of the panel and then traced around it to get my shape, and then I've just gone over both sides, just around the edges with black, just so it will stand out. And just cut myself a piece of vinyl here. I've had to lay it out for a bit to flatten out, and then I'm not sure if you can see that there, but I've just traced it out. I've put the pieces on here, one way, traced it around, flipped it over because it's got to be a mirror on that side, and I've marked it out there. So I just need the one on either side, so I don't have multiple like the stickers, but I will try and put this somewhere safe. And I've still got leftover, I've still got heaps left over for this roll that I purchased. So let's get into cutting this out. There for either side. So those are done. Let's get to it. Let's get the bike clean and ready, and get it stripped back and naked, and clean and tidy up, ready for those new panels to go on. So let's get at it. So I've just taken off these two little panels. You just would have seen that, this one and this one. I've just noticed that some of them got some little metal fairings sitting in here and a little rubber grommet. So there's metal one on here, rubber grommet on this end. That was the panel that was just up under here. And this one obviously is, you know, where your leg goes on the side. There's a rubber grommet in here. There's one that's on top near the fuel tank, and there is this bolt that's connected in there. Some of the panels, a few of them have these, but looking at the panels that I've received, they do have those in there. So hoping that they all work out, but I believe I still need to transfer these little rubber grommets across. Anyway, we'll see how it all goes. All the panels are off now, so I'll bring you down and I'll show you around the bike, see how dirty she is. Dirtiest part is actually just underneath here. Everywhere else actually not that bad. As you'd expect, a little bit of dirt and dust underneath the tank, but it's actually not that bad. So yeah, we'll give her a wash up now, make sure she's all nice and pretty underneath before we put the new panels on. Righto, she's now clean as a whistle, and a little bit of tyre shine on there as well to make it nice and shiny, and also just help with dust later down the track to get it off in the next wash. So all off, ready to go now for the new panels. But before we get into those, we need to do the transition of the decals. So that's the original panel here, and here's my new panel. Stickers on there. What do you reckon? I reckon that looks pretty good. Where this is the new panel and that's the new decal. So I'm pretty stoked with how that's come out. So I think it's time now that we get this done and get it installed. Obviously install the indicators on. There's a little stick-on clip that you need to make sure you get installed on before you stick it on. And you don't have to, but I have. And now I've just realised that looking at the paint cover, just to put this on, there's this little empty hole just here. I'm not sure if you can see that. And the fun things, because you don't have instructions for these things, right? And I should have looked closely at this top panel. And I believe there's a little rubber grommet there that you put in there just for rubbing on the tank. So I'll have to quickly get in and sort that out. So just starting with this rear panel, pretty basic, some fixings on top. I was just looking underneath, looking at these ones here, just like what the? Anyway, realised these ones are just for the bolts that are underneath this, the rear fairing here. So yeah, this is just simple, clips on, sits over that little tag, and then we get some screws in. So let's do that. Tighten these things down right now, just because I've got this section here to connect. Looks like it's going to be, it's one piece, but looks like it might be a little bit fiddly. And I just need to make sure that I haven't forgotten any add-on bits or anything. I know that I need to put these screws underneath here, but I just need to look at that rear panel, make sure there's no grommets or anything that I haven't put on, which I think may be in here. So I'll quickly have a look at that and I'll come back and I'll get those done as well. So on this side panel here, it's one piece now instead of two, but there is this third piece that was sitting under here before, and I've just showed you that on that there is a rubber grommet that is needed for underneath this front fairing. In here, in these two pieces, the bottom piece, nothing to worry about. You don't need anything from that piece, but on this other piece that sits kind of originally up in here, I think about here, there's a rubber grommet there, and there's a rubber grommet here. So we need to pull these rubber grommets out. They're the same size. So there's one for the top, which goes in up near your tank under the seat. So we need to put that in there. Why is it always difficult when I'm on camera? So that one's going up here. And then the second one goes into the bigger hole up here, because that's going to go into the frame. So there's a bigger bolt that goes in there. So those two go in there. Right. Now, in addition, there is that little panel that we had back underneath here, this little grill that we pulled the rubber grommet out of. But up on the top here, there's a little metal spacer. This one here, that's needed because it sits in, there's a little plastic slot in this white panel here, and it sits up in here. So I won't sit it there for now, I'll just have it down here on the floor and we'll get this one installed. Righto, we're all done. Windscreen's on, your wind deflectors on, all the panels are on, the decals, front, back. Look at the beautiful shape that the new panels create. Anyway, the bike's looking awesome, so I hope to see you out in the trails. If not, I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.